So today's video is just about going out and shooting. The weather conditions for me today again are grey, but I've went to a couple of locations, so I don't know how the video is going to play out from that point of view. It might be here first, it might be down at the castle second, or vice versa. But it's just to go out and shoot. You'll learn more just by going out and practicing. Now that seems a really silly thing to say, because that's how you learn anything, by practicing more and more and more. But if you're looking for favourable conditions all the time, they are not going to happen. You can get out and plan everything, and it's fun planning. I enjoy Google Earth, absolutely love Google Earth, and I really enjoy planning the trips. The trips are the trips. If the light is there, if the conditions are right, that's even better. That's even a better reward, totally. But most of the time, the light can't be predicted. If you follow the weather apps, you'll notice that it says today I'm meant to have fog up here. Now, I knew when I got up in the morning that there was no fog whatsoever. I thought, I'm coming up anyway because I need to practice, I need to get better all the time, I need to work with different things, I need to work my editing, my shooting, my composition, everything like that. So that's the main takeaway from this video for me, is practice, practice, practice. It's the only way. We can watch loads of YouTube videos and learn stuff. We can watch loads of editing videos and learn stuff. But actually doing it and putting that into practice is where the rewards will come to you tenfold, really. Now, this composition that I'm about to do, I didn't even know this bit here existed. There's a nice wee archway. It's nothing brilliant. I've got a dull sky behind me with just some blue showing. But it's going to allow me to push my editing and my photography as well, and look at the composition. So that's mainly what it's about. So this composition, as you can see, I'm aiming over this way, and it's going to curve round the trees here. Right, when I first come up here, I walked down the road, back down the main road, or back down the gravel path, just to see what was there. And I've ended up 100 yards from my car, because I walked down, there was nothing there, and I come back up, and there's a small bit of grass here. 100 yards away, I can see my car, if it even is 100 yards. But this I wouldn't have walked to if perhaps a tree down there hadn't brought me to it. And that's the thing as well, it's about discovering and looking for different places when you're actually doing things. We can go to the locations that we shoot all the time, and we will get them in different light all the time, and that makes for good practice. But I'm probably talking to the converted here already, looking for new compositions, looking for new places, looking for unfamiliar places. Now, this is nothing great, this composition is nothing great, the image will turn out to be nothing great. But it's the fact that I've came here, and the fact that I've shot something that, I don't know, maybe somebody else has, but I haven't seen it when I was looking for images in this location. And that's the main thing. It's your eye, it's your artistic eye. Work with compositions, work with leading lines, work with textures, patterns, repeating patterns, everything like that for your photography. But make it your eye. Shoot the shots that everybody else shoots. Now, Instagram's a massive place for that, as you know. So Instagram's got, if you want to go to a location, the first place you do is you look up Instagram, and you'll see these brilliant locations by phenomenal photographers as well. And it's great watching that on YouTube, and it's great watching that on Instagram, and just seeing where you can go, planning your trips, get the bucket shot that you're after, and then go and wander. Safely mind, but go and wander. As I say, this one here, this is 15 minutes up the road from me. I didn't even know it existed, so I'm really enjoying seeing this. I would love to see this when there is fog or a mist coming through it, which I now know where to park the car, where to walk to if we do get a mist. Now, yesterday morning we got a mist, but I had to go mountain biking, so didn't get anything shot yesterday. But at the same time, it's a balance. It's a balance. I could have ran up here and took the shots, but then it would have stopped my son and my partner mountain biking, so you've got to balance everything as well. But this is back to the photography. Hopefully from this you can see what I'm going to do. You'll see the finished image before me. Hopefully it works out. That's the one thing I do hope. I hope this works out after doing this. But the big takeaway is I'll keep repeating and keep repeating and keep repeating. Practice, practice, practice. Push yourself. Just really, really push yourself. Learn from everybody else. Be inspired by everybody else. But push yourself to produce your own images. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and show you where I'm focusing on. For my first focus point, I'm going to go in there. Then for my second focus point, I'm going to come just a wee bit closer and go about mid-ground. Third, I'm going to go in there. And then fourth, I'm going to bring this in. I am planning on cropping the image at the bottom here, but I've got this nice lead up to that open area. Just a little arch in there. So that's what I'm planning on for this one. You can hear me above the nice gentle lapping waves. Right, for this shot here, what I'm doing, I've got a polarizer on and I'm going to focus. I'm at f16, ISO 64, and right now it's sitting about 1/4 of a second, which is I'm quite happy with for this. So what I'm going to do is focus in the background and make sure my timer's on, and then take the shot. I'm not going to exposure bracket this one. I'm going to play around with this one in Photoshop. So I'm going to zoom in slightly, make sure I got a lock there. As you can see, I'm preferring back button focus at the moment, and also the bright light as well. So and then I'll just bring one for the foreground. I'm not going to go overboard with this one, because basically what I'm doing is I'm just out looking to see different compositions. So I'll check that one, and I'm quite happy with that one as well. So I'm going to move on to the next location. I'm just going to base this one around the castle, but there's a nice contrast area that I think, with the sun being there, that I can work with. Right, I don't know if you can actually hear me, but what I'm doing with this is I'm working with the light that I have, and I have the castle in the foreground, and this time I'm at f11, and I am going to focus on the castle in the background. I think I said foreground there, because I'm playing with the contrast now. I am still not going to exposure bracket this. These are just for fun. So I'll zoom in, get a lock, make sure my timer's on. That's one thing you've got to do with the, and take the shot. Now, you'll probably be able to see that the light is changing really quickly, so that's why I'm hurrying through this shot. There's also someone coming along the beach, and I hate talking to myself when there is someone there, so I'm focus stacking through this, and it's probably not needed for this type of shot, but I'm doing it anyway because I don't want anything to be missed. And I'll just zoom in there just to check. Yep, because there's nice light coming down in these rocks, and I'm trying to shoot it as quick as possible. This one will be an 8x10 crop, but I'm focusing right down as close as I possibly can. And hopefully we've got them all. So what I'm basically doing with this one, if you can hear me above the wind noise, is trying to get in the foreground rocks there, the middle part here, and the centre of the circle here and the castle in the background. As you can see, the sky isn't that great, and the wind is picking up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move away from this location and go to another one where probably the wind will be higher. But for this, what I'm doing is, this isn't the greatest of conditions. There's no light, it's flat. You can see that there's a blue sky, but there is nothing going on. What this is going to allow me to do in days like this, when I'm just saying go out and shoot, it'll allow me to practice the editing. It'll allow me to practice extra camera techniques, and that's the main thing about all this. I'm down here looking at different locations. I've never actually shot this before. I've now shot a landscape and a portrait orientation of it. Sunrise might be great behind the castle if we get the right conditions, but that's the thing, we don't always get the right conditions. So what you've got to do is you've got to think about just going out and shooting. Just go shoot. It's the main thing. It's how you learn. You can't wait for the proper conditions, because then the opportunities pass you by to improve your skills, whether that's in editing or with your photography. So it is really worth, if you have the opportunity, to go out and shoot wherever you can, whenever you can. Don't wait for the best light. Don't wait for the best conditions. They'll appear when the timing's right for you. My favourite conditions recently were the fog in the hills, and that I'm going back up there next, but there's no fog today. It's now going to allow me to scout around for more locations to see what I can do. I'm also going to end this video out here as well, because it's nice and quiet and I'm quite comfortable talking to the camera when there's no one around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here, and hopefully you've got something to take away from this video. If not, thanks for watching anyway. I'm looking forward to getting out more and more. Once we can travel further, we'll get to different locations as well, and as I'm sitting here, I'm seeing another composition that might just work. Nope, it doesn't. But the kind of main thing is practice, push yourself and practice. That's the main thing about this. The conditions are rubbish, but at the same time, the conditions are teaching me. So that's a great thing as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, there'll be more videos on location as everything is beginning to open up very slowly. Thanks for watching, it's really appreciated, and also the subscribing really helps as well, and that is definitely appreciated. It allows me to go out and shoot more and more and hopefully produce content that's a wee bit worthwhile to you. So thanks again for watching. Remember, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.